Welcome back to SOC 250, the study of scamming, trapping, and swindling. Once more, everything in this class is studied for educational purposes. If I catch you using any of these techniques, I'll have the IRS hang you upside down and dunk you in rancid Red Bull. Now, you may see me playing HoloCure on the whiteboard today. That's because I can't stand to look at any of those cheap finance major department store suits. Today we will be focusing on a scheme, a triangular one, a shape that conspiracy theorists swear humans cannot comprehend. Of course, since we are not glowies and can, in fact, visualize objects in our heads, we will turn this triangle into a pyramid, because pyramids have more aura, even when they're being used to scam people. A pyramid scheme is one of the more commonly known financial scams. What's with the pyramid shape, though? How does it hurt you, aside from just stepping on it? And why are they doomed to fail like Fauna's lawyer when the Better Business Bureau comes after her? I'd like to start with this. MLM, and not the fun yaoi kind that Line Shoe gets into, is a legal business. Pyramid schemes, on the other hand, are illegal. Let's say that you are at a family reunion. You have discovered Auntie Fao during a very Chinese period in her life, and she discovered a community consisting of sales reps for the herbal vitamin company Faunamart.
He poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses!
Checking the ingredients list of their best products, you see that it's the typical health guru spiel about superfood. You know, acai, ginseng, asacoco, stuff that's just packed with natural vitamins without any concern about bodily absorption rate. Who am I kidding though? You watch VTubers, you probably only know about zinc. Auntie Fao explains that, once a month, Faunamart gives her a crate of vitamin pills. She then sells the stuff to friends and family, and the company gives her some talking points about the pills. The reason she's telling you this is, if you join her, you both get a sign-on bonus of $250! Damn, that's not even enough to pay for a Camaro. For once, the army is paying better. If you successfully sell some products to your friends, she gets 3% commission from your sales for the next 2 years. Hearing this whole spiel and also remembering that your ass is jobless as hell, Auntie Crow swoops in to pitch you something that she claims is absolutely blowing up like a mango right now. See, Auntie Crow is the head of a Kroniicoin, or so she claims. She says it's a hot new cryptocurrency invested in by all sorts of rich people, like Annie Riku, Gunrun, and Elongated Muskrat. Auntie Crow understands how hard it is to get into crypto, so she offers you a deal. You give her $1,000 in cash, and she buys you some Kroniicoin. In exchange, you can't cash out until 5 years later, but you get a paper that says you own some Kroniicoin. And each time you recommend it to your friends, and they buy some, you get a kickback of $100. However, you pay attention to the markets, maybe because you're hoping to hop on the next GameStop gravy train like the Wall Street Bets lurker you are. So you know about all the hottest stocks and crypto, and you know that Kroniicoin is about as real as GW releasing new tiered admittance. Auntie Crow is just selling people vaguely official-looking receipts that say they have some arbitrary amount of Kroniicoin. The money comes from grabbing new people and splitting their $1,000 recruitment fee and giving a large chunk of it to Auntie Crow. The rest of it goes to pay for people who are already in the program to pay for the money she promised them. So what's the difference between both? Auntie Fao and Auntie Crow are both pitching plans that give benefits to people for roping in others. The biggest difference is that Auntie Fao and Faunamart are selling something real. Whether it's backed by scummy shilajit health gurus or real doctors, the pills she's selling are labeled as supplements, with some research maybe supporting the nutritional value of the superfoods mixed in. Auntie Crow, however, ain't selling shit. You're getting a piece of paper with nothing backing it. All the money is coming from other suckers getting roped in. Anyways, with CSkinsGamble.com sponsoring today's video, Faunamart is an MLM. It can continue to exist without new people. As long as they keep selling vitamins, they can survive. However, Kroniicoin is a pyramid scheme. It cannot exist without new people. In 5 years, people will ask Auntie Crow to cash out their investments, and if she didn't rope in enough new suckers to foot the bill, aka cronies, they're going to find out the whole scheme is a lie. Faunamart has everything on the books. How many pills they supply to Auntie Fao, the fact that she's a contracted salesman, and she has to report back how much she sells. Auntie Crow, on the other hand, takes only cash, as every self-respecting establishment in Chinatown does. She's dodging taxes like Congress dodges releasing the Epstein files, and not reporting anything. Kroniicoin is not backed in any market. It is not recognized. Those celebrity investors, they've never heard of this coin. Just like how they've never heard of that island. Faunamart is a business, albeit a morally dubious one. But Kroniicoin is an undocumented scam held together by under-the-table transactions. Does this mean that MLMs are okay?
Of course they are, Professor. Everything on Archive of Our Own is perfectly safe, except for the Dead Dove tag.
Not that MLM! I'm sure that many of you who have paid attention to black companies know the saying, legal does not equal moral. I can legally gaslight artists to screw over my friends, but that doesn't mean it's moral. MLMs don't have an office. Like a dropshipper reselling merch after they bet it all on a VTuber that gets into a scandal a month later, you can operate this whole shtick out of your mom's basement. If you're paying for the stock, a lot of the risk is on you. Some companies can offer to buy back unsold stock, but it will be at a fraction of the price you bought it at. There is no infinite money glitch. This isn't Papa's Pizzeria. Your stock isn't manifesting out of thin air. How much money you make is tied to how many people you can sell to. If you're some feral gooner that spends all day listening to ASMR, your family probably doesn't talk to you much, and all your friends spent their money on Marvel rival skins and Discord Nitro. That means your customers probably include your mom, and maybe a neighbor who takes pity on you.
Fine. I guess you are my little PogChamp.
At some point, your sales will hit a brick wall. People only want to buy so much trashy clothing, dubious vitamins, and low-tier kitchen knives. Your brand is competing against established companies like Nike, Nature's Bounty, and Vustrov. Much like Sakana and his nut house, you're just cut loose and led into the world to sell off your own capability. However, unlike Sakana, MLMs do not care. After all, you already bought the stock. Speaking of not caring, working for an MLM is a lot like paying for Twitter. You get no benefits. You aren't entitled to any sort of extensive legal protection, health insurance, or paid time off. It's the perfect job for Gen X and Boomers since you get zero handouts. Wait, it applies to Zoomers and Millennials too, since you get left for dead by the company like it was a No Child Left Behind program. Pyramid schemes only really benefit the people at the top. The leaders of it usually just cut and run. Pyramid schemes are like a polycule, actually. If you're being introduced to it, you're probably not on top. Depending on the laws of your country, if you end up roping more people in, you could be held legally accountable, assuming that, even if you're a jailbird, you don't want to get arrested by anyone but Herb, you should avoid these schemes. The recruiters of these schemes tend to be a lot like travel influencers. They don't have many points except showing off facades. They'll talk about massive salaries and what they can afford, but nothing about the actual work or program itself. The only thing they can really disclose is the massive upfront cost. Likely, it'll be paid to them via transactions that have no proper paperwork with vague contracts that they don't want lawyers to look at. If someone wants you to work for them, you shouldn't be paying to work. That's not even wage cuck anymore. That's wage varlets. The primary targets for MLMs and pyramid schemes alike are going to be desperate people. I'm talking DMing your Oshi asking a hit level of desperation. The more desperate someone is, the more likely they are to gun for any sort of opportunity. This means they could easily overlook some of the warning signs.
I really like the word molester. It sounds so nice.
Stay-at-home parents can be easily enticed with schedules that they can quote-unquote control. The elderly can just be scammed by technical mumbo-jumbo. Some of these seniles would invest in a Rockwell turbo encabulator if they were offered. College students, especially in this economy, just want a job. You could get rejected for flipping patties, even with a master's degree. Why do you think CS majors double major in OF and have a minor in Fansly marketing? Pyramid schemes and MLM recruiters dangle promises of being the master of your own schedule and put what you have to do into reductive terms. They promise that some moron down the line will be paying your salary while you live large, all the while omitting that you're their moron while you sign on the dotted line of some suspicious document that they swear you don't need a lawyer for. Pyramids should stay in architecture and math. A pyramid scheme is worse than a bad employer. It's one thing to be broke and desperate, it's another to be broke, desperate, played for a fool, and then thrown in jail. Your Oshi, your local library, and your local food bank are better off with your money. If big firms like Fidelity and Vanguard can't promise you guaranteed easy money for life, the prick you just met at the bar flashing the most expensive watch from your local mall can't guarantee it. I mean, really? Tissot? Can't even do Rolex? If you're waiting for homework, there is none. This is a business class. All you do is chat GPT everything and go to parties to awkwardly fumble girls while passing it off as networking to all your friends that are in real majors anyways. So, all I got for you today is an exit ticket. Which VTuber is most likely to fall for a pyramid scheme? Who's most likely to start one? Comment down below. Personally, I think Haruka Caribou is most likely to start one, and Fillion is most likely to fall for one. Just like how she falls for everything else in her room.